Hello, if this is your first time on my YouTube channel, welcome. And I basically post on overlooked issues and spin it in my way to make them as entertaining and as useful as they possibly can to make you entertained and feel good about yourself. And there are some other central issues I tack on, like how to be less lonely, how to be mentally strong, which I believe are important issues. And I will talk about Honkai Star Rail in this video. I will assert that Honkai Star Rail is gonna be a very cool game, here to stay. As long as there's Genshin Impact, whatever, as long as there are people who are gonna play these two games. But I think the business decisions made by MiHoYo is actually genius in terms of getting long-term sales for Genshin Impact, and of course, like in the short term, exponential growth of sales in Honkai Star Rail, using the fan base of Genshin Impact, inherent fans. And so like it's already an existing sort of like place where there are already so many fans, and they use those fans to come over to Honkai Star Rail. But why I say like Honkai Star Rail is a means from the standpoint of MiHoYo to make sure there's a long-term sales in Genshin Impact is because, hey, this is where they came from. The players will be nostalgic about the old game Genshin Impact because there's so much loyalty and sense of attachment to Genshin Impact. It's like even if they go to Honkai Star Rail, they will bounce back to Genshin Impact. And even if they don't, at least the rest of the players are true loyal players to Genshin Impact, there to stay forever and ever. And so like this made me think of SpongeBob SquarePants. Spoiler alert, minor spoilers, it's a cartoon TV show I highly recommend watching. Maybe even before watching this video, because I'll get into it. Like SpongeBob SquarePants is basically a sponge. It's cartoon. He works in Krusty Krabs, and he has a good friend named Patrick. And in Krusty Krabs, it's such a sense of belongingness because it's a community there, and they sell fast food restaurants, and they specialize in making the Krabby Patty, which is a very tasty hamburger there. And in the universe of SpongeBob SquarePants, there are rival restaurants that aesthetically, from just the looks, they look more advanced. The walls are made of nothing like Krusty Krabs, which is basically wood, I believe. It's brown, but I could be wrong. But it has a feel of like the old version, while the rival restaurant has the new version. And yet it's still the old version that still has the good many customers at the end of the day. That's the running on theme. Like, Krusty Krabs is the better one. Like, sort of. Like, all the characters gravitate towards Krusty Krabs more. Because there's a sense of attachment to it. A sense of nostalgia. Deep history on it. And they keep going back for more and more of those delicious food. While, the rival restaurants, they seem more high-tech, bigger, sort of, and they just have like delicious food, but nothing compares to Krusty Krab. And even if customers from Krusty Krab go and enjoy the other restaurants, they will still gravitate and go back to the Krabby Patty. And so Genshin Impact is sort of like a parallel to me. Like it is the Krusty Krab. It is the older version. It's medieval-like in terms of aesthetics compared to Honkai Star Rail, which has like more advanced infrastructure. Like it has like a spaceship, and it basically is an up level in terms of like visualness. That's why it's so hyped now. But I believe from the long-term planning, MiHoYo carefully selected this game to be released, knowing that the fans there will always revert back to Genshin Impact. Why not? It's in their memory. It's where they started playing for a long time. before they went to Honkai Star Rail. Same thing. In Krusty Krabs, they love the food there. No matter which other restaurants they will go to, they will still go back to it because of the Krabby Patty. They will always go back to Genshin Impact from Honkai Star Rail because of the origin of how things all started and the feel of like loyalty, just based off of like how much time spent on playing the game and how much they grew in terms of like skills, in terms of like, being the players of Genshin Impact. They will always revert back to it. It's like a regression, a healthy regression, because Honkai Star Rail, advanced as they may be, it's still the Genshin Impact where they came from. So like, and even if they completely move to Honkai Star Rail, there will always be some still in Genshin Impact who also play both of them, or just simply stay in Genshin Impact. So in the long term, they will still retain stable, loyal customers and players there. And in the back of the mind of all the Genshin players who moved over to Honkai Star Rail, playing Honkai Star Rail, in the back of their head, engraved in their memories, is all the history of fighting, the competition, the fun aspects of Genshin Impact, of Genshin Impact. So they will always return to it. It's like an addiction, a healthy addiction, I hope. Like, as long as you don't play too much games and healthy dose of gaming, that's alright. Like, but this is what I believe is an overlooked scenario, an overlooked parallelism that I thought of today. And I just thought to explain the metaphor mirrors, how they're the same, to explain why I think Genshin Impact and the Honkai Star Rail creator, MiHoYo, actually did a great job and actually played into basic human psychology in terms of like, hey, it's always the old one, it's always the origin that people will have a sense of history and nostalgia to go back to, and that being Genshin Impact, and in SpongeBob, that being the Krusty Krabs. So that's what I believe is why it's so effective, what MiHoYo is doing. And this is the pattern I just connected the dots today. And I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you like my video, you could hit the like and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you want to continue hearing my videos. But a heartfelt thanks for listening in, and whatever it is you're doing, right? Whatever it is, wherever you are, I hope you find happiness and feel good about yourselves. And Godspeed. Bye for now.